What's going on, guys? King Tar Heel here, and today we're going to do a MLB The Show video review on the Vita. I own both the Vita version and the PlayStation 3 version, so I'm going to be talking about how the Vita works as a companion part to the PlayStation 3 version, and how the Vita works as a full-fledged title. Now, the first part I want to talk about is the actual baseball function and the baseball logic. As a baseball game, MLB The Show for the Vita works great. It's quick, it's smart, the logic is there. I haven't seen anything truly wonky that I wouldn't normally see in the PlayStation 3 version. The new hitting mechanic is there, the pulse pitching is there. The pulse pitching works really, really well, mainly for the fact that it speeds up the game to the point that it doesn't take so long to pitch a baseball game anymore. I really like the pulse pitching mechanic. On the PS3, I actually go back to the rocking stick. I really like that one. I feel you have a little more control. But the Vita version, I play the pulse pitching. It's a little more realistic. You can't always put the ball exactly where you want to. It is a little bit of a timing game, but it works really, really well, and it has some really good moments. I like the pulse pitching. The fielding, the hitting, all that stuff works excellent. From a purely baseball standpoint, this is not a dumbed-down version of MLB The Show. The baseball logic is there. The fielding is there, the hitting is there, the pitching is there. All of that's there. It's a fully functional baseball game for your Vita. Now, while the baseball aspect of the game is fully functional and overall excellent, there are some technical issues. If you have a man on second and you're pitching, the frame rate drops to an absolute crawl. There are some other technical hiccups. The crowd looks rather pixelated, but overall I would say the graphics of the game are above average, especially at the major league level. Now, if you're like me and you're a big fan of the show, you're probably a really big fan of Road to the Show, which is the single-player game where you take over a baseball character from the minor leagues to a Hall of Fame career, or hopeful Hall of Fame career. And this is actually the Vita's weakest link here. It has been streamlined to the point of there's almost no presentation whatsoever. It is really seems to be meant to be a companion piece to the PlayStation 3, where if you're just on the road, you can pick it up and get a bunch of games in a row. If you're just playing it and you don't have the PS3 version and you're looking at the Vita version, it's actually really hard to do. The minor leagues, the graphics look really, really muddled. You'll end up with players, the same character models, the same facial models in the minor leagues. You won't know anybody. You don't see the ballparks. There's no presentation, no instant replays, no anything like that. It's really hard. It works fine as a companion piece to the PlayStation 3. If you're on the road, you get a couple games in, and then you go back to your PlayStation 3. But as a full-fledged game mode, it's actually very difficult. There's no interaction with the managers. You can interact with the managers, but they don't give you any feedback whether you make your goals or you don't make your goals or anything like that. It just seems to be really, really lifeless and sterile. It's essentially just the baseball aspect of it. You hit a walk-off home run and you just get the screen that says, "We've now moved to your next at-bat," and there's nothing mentioned after that. It seems really really, really sterile and really, really by the numbers. Now, on the flip side of that, which is a little confusing, the franchise mode on the Vita is excellent. You get the full presentation. You get intros, lineup intros, ballpark intros. You get to see the beautiful ballparks at the major league level. The game looks great. You get all the little bells and whistles. Like if your team is traveling from New York to Washington, you can choose whether to take a bus and save some money or take a plane and be well rested. You can do all your promotions, bobblehead nights, jersey nights, free ticket nights, all that kind of stuff. You can do your drafts, your amateur drafts, and stuff like that. So you really feel like you're running a ball club. And I've never been a big franchise player in MLB The Show until I got the Vita version. And I've found that when I'm at home and I'm playing on the PlayStation, I'm doing Road to the Show. But when I'm on the Vita, I'm doing the franchise mode. I'm not, both of them can be connected to one another, so you can play them both together, with the cloud saves. But I found myself just playing the Vita version of the franchise. I think it's excellent, and it's really, really impressed me. And it's almost made it that if you don't have the PS3 version and you're a big baseball fan, the franchise mode is almost worth the price of admission on MLB The Show for the Vita. Now, rating a game like this is always difficult to recommend because it really depends on how big a fan you are of the sport and of the console. If you are the type of person you own a Vita and you get MLB The Show for your PlayStation 3 every year, I would absolutely recommend getting the bundle. The extra $20, you get $20 off, and you get to have a companion piece when you're out on the road, when you're at the oil change place, and you get to sit and you have the choice between reading, that Sports Illustrated from 1999 or pulling out your Vita and getting in some games with your Road to the Show. I would definitely recommend picking it up. If you own a Vita and you don't own a PS3 and you don't normally get the show, that's where things get a little murkier. This is not a bad port like you get on a lot of the other games. This is not, when you get Madden for your iOS device, and it's just terrible. This is 80 to 90% the same game that you're getting with the full PlayStation version. You're getting everything associated with it. It's all very, very good quality. It's the best baseball game ever for a handheld. So that's where things get a little murky. Overall, though, if you own a Vita and you're a baseball fan and you pick this up, I don't think you would be disappointed. It's an excellent game. I think Video Game Review Law states I have to give a number score, so I'm going to give an 8.8 for symmetry purposes. And that's it for the review, guys. Hope you enjoyed my first video review. And hit that like button, hit that sub button. I got a lot more stuff coming, so that's it. Have a good night. Take care.